Skittles, $40, and an Arizona iced tea. Those are the only things Trayvon Martin had on his person when he was murdered on that rainy day in 2012. Why was he murdered? For walking home with a dark gray hooded jacket on. The outrage that followed Martin's untimely death and the acquittal of his murderer is what moved the then 28-year-old Opal Tometi into making the BlackLivesMatter.com website, and with that, the infamous movement was born. Today, I'm going to be talking about Opal Tometi, how she started, her achievements, and the importance of her work through Black Lives Matter. Just a little bit about Tometi. Her passion for human rights started at an early age. She is the daughter of Nigerian immigrants, and growing up, she had to overcome challenges in her predominantly black immigrant community in the predominantly white state of Arizona. She also witnessed the human rights crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border, and as a result, she became an outspoken advocate and community organizer. In her hometown, she launched many initiatives against homelessness and led many city council groups, all while in high school. As her voice became stronger and louder, she began focusing on issues nationally. In the wake of the acquittal of Trayvon Martin's murderer, Tometi and 3 other women created the BlackLivesMatter.com and Black Lives Matter movement. They started this in order for the black community to participate in a democratic movement that fought for them against a system that was systematically oppressing them. A year after the hashtag and the website were born, another black teenager, Michael Brown, was murdered, and Black Lives Matter took to the streets. BLM was no longer just an online community. It was now the black community's call to action, as Tometi put it. 7 years after its creation, under a global pandemic and the imminent demand and outcry for justice, unifying the black communities globally has become Tometi's new mission. In light of what Tometi was doing online and offline, people started to notice. Tometi had created a very large following and was beginning to receive lots of recognition. Along with 2 Time magazine covers and being awarded one of the top 100 most influential women of the century, Tometi has been awarded some of the most prestigious humanitarian awards, such as the Freedom Flame Award, AdColor 2020 Beacon Award, and the Sydney Peace Prize, among many more. Along with BLM, Tometi has devoted countless hours to organizations such as Black Alliance for Just Immigrants, spoken at United Nations, and is currently being featured at a new exhibit at the Smithsonian Museum for her historical contributions. Opal Tometi, at only 36 years old, is a rising civil rights activist, and her presence and passion can no longer be ignored or pushed aside. She is paving ways for young black people to see a future where they can wear black hoodies, walk around at night, be arrested, and not be murdered. Tometi's awards and recognitions do not conceal her passion and drive for human rights and justice. Her ability to speak for and uplift the black community and educate non-people of color about the black community is going to break ground for future generations and is completely altering the 21st century. Because Black Lives Matter is not a political party, the individual sectors or chapters of Black Lives Matter have the autonomy to choose what issues are most important to them locally. Thus, Tometi doesn't claim any official leadership role. But because of what she initiated, BlackLivesMatter.com lists at least 17 official chapters across the U.S. and Canada, and hundreds of activist groups globally are affiliated with the movement. Tometi stated that Black Lives Matter was always an umbrella statement, meaning that it is intentionally broad enough to change racial inequalities in the criminal justice system, education, healthcare, and all that lies in between. The Black Lives Matter movement is meant to show everyone that it is not enough just to be not racist. The 3 words, Black Lives Matter, are now a vigorous cry to dismantle white supremacy and end racially targeted violence and fix a broken system in which black people struggle more simply because of the color of their skin. Opal Tometi and the Black Lives Matter movement forced people to think, what if you had a 17-year-old son in a hoodie and no weapons, just a candy and a drink, and now he's dead on the ground? Altogether, Tometi's influence on Black Lives Matter, as well as her as her continued work for human rights and justice has and will continue to transition us into the world of change and growth. So next time you hear the words Black Lives Matter, think of Opal Tometi, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and George Floyd. Think about Tometi's accomplishments and what she has had to overcome to get there. And finally, think about what the movement has gone through and where it is now. In conclusion, history is being written right below our noses. Because of Tometi and her black and yellow logo, change is imminent. What side of history will you be on? Thank you.